Greetings, I'm Tim of Govberg, and welcome to the world of Officine Panerai. Today, I'll be your guide to the proper usage, care, and maintenance of your Panerai Luminor 1950 Regatta 3 days Chrono Flyback automatic PAM 526 in titanium. Now, it's important to note that this is an automatic winding timepiece, which can nevertheless be manually wound should it run down by first raising the lever on the device protecting the crown, and then turning the crown 20 to 30 turns in a clockwise direction. Now, this will be sufficient to begin the beat of the balance and the advance of the seconds hand, and if you put the watch on the wrist, the natural course of kinetic action in conjunction with the winding rotor will continue to energize the power reserve. But should you wish to manually wind the watch to its maximum rated reserve of 3 days of power reserve, simply continue turning the crown. You cannot accidentally overwind an automatic watch such as this because the bridal style mainspring will slip and relieve any excess tension. So give it as many turns as you feel sufficient until you can hear the bridal style mainspring slip. It'll sound like a subtle click within the watch. Now, once wound, there are a number of subsidiary functions that make precise time setting more convenient with the watch. There is an intermediate position for the crown between outermost and innermost where you can set the hour hand independently. Now, this is useful for time zone jumpers who travel often, and you'll note that the beat of the seconds hand and the beat of the balance indeed and advance of the minutes hand does not halt because the watch is being set for time zone jumping. However, when you pull the crown to its outermost position, now you do halt the beat of the balance, the watch is stopped, and you'll note that the seconds hand synchronizes with the index at 12. Now you can precisely set the watch against a known accurate reference time, such as an atomic clock, by advancing the minutes hand to the next nearest minute and waiting for the reference time to catch up, and when it does, push the crown back in, resume the beat of the balance. Now you've synchronized the watch precisely. Now it's important to note that the watch has a number of functions in addition to its standard chronograph operation. First of all, this watch does feature a flyback function such that the chronograph, even when in motion, can be reset with a single press of the reset trigger without first stopping it. It is a flyback chronograph, and it possesses that functionality for easy on-the-fly resetting in the heat of regatta competition. Now, it also functions like a standard chronograph, whereby the start-stop trigger can halt the seconds hand, and then you can reset in sequence. Now, the watch features a unique regatta timing function, such that a radial minutes hand can be backed up to 5 minutes prior to the start of a regatta match. During sailing competition, the customizable countdown is a useful tool, and it's actuated with the orange capped trigger just below the device protecting the crown. Now, it's also important to note that once the chronograph is started, the radial minutes hand will continue to advance even beyond the index at 12. So after the countdown, it will continue to display minutes radially rather than on a minutes subdial, making chronograph seconds and minutes, those indications most pertinent to a regatta, immediately accessible to the eye. Now, the watch is rated to 100 meters of water resistance, and it's important to note that water resistance is a unique quality of a watch. Unlike physical dimensions and mechanical specifications, water resistance requires input from the owner to be fully achieved, and it is not a static feature of the watch as it can ebb with time. So first let's explore water resistance, then magnetism, then shock hazards. Now, this watch rated for 100 meters water resistance is sufficient for most aquatic activities short of professional diving. Now, you do need to assist and help prevent accidental drownings by making sure that when there is water on the watch or the watch is submerged, the device protecting the crown always has its lever locked and all of the pushers of the chronograph system remain unused. Never use them, never actuate a crown function when there is water on the case, as this can bypass the seals and damage the timepiece. Now, with respect to water resistance as rated from the factory, it is valid only when it has been recently serviced by a factory authorized service center or confirmed by a water test at a factory authorized service center, which is why Panerai recommends taking the watch to an authorized service authority of the factory at least annually to ensure that the hermeticity of 100 meters is retained over time. Moreover, Panerai recommends doing this every year before the start of the aquatic season. So before it's time to hit the beach in the late spring, have your watch water tested. With respect to magnetism, it's ubiquitous in modern life, in the closures of wallets, purses, refrigerator doors, high-powered wiring looms in the home and office, of course, MRI equipment, speakers, and subwoofers. What it will do is it will magnetize the metallic hairspring at the center of the balance, which is the regulating organ of your watch. It will cause erratic timing. And if you suspect that your watch has become magnetized by these influences, take it to an authorized service center where specialized equipment is available to quickly and easily demagnetize the hairspring and restore the performance of your watch. Finally, shock is an important consideration. Now, while Panerai uses a robust free-sprung balance architecture that offers a good deal of stability, certain activities are beyond even those precautions, and during firearms marksmanship, baseball, tennis, golf, mountain biking, or dirt biking, Panerai advises disuse of the watch to avoid minimally timing deviation and maximally damage to the movement. Finally, with respect to changing the straps, the watch uses a unique quick-release system whereby under-lug pusher adjusters release and retain bars that proceed through the lugs on both sides. Using tools featured with the watch's boxed set, release the quick-release triggers underneath the lugs and then push the retaining bars through the lugs to remove the strap. Ultimately, visit our website, govbergwatches.com, and call, text, or email our experts who will be happy to walk you through every phase of the usage, ownership, maintenance, and care of this or any Panerai model.